Alright, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Gankutsuou, the Count of Monte Cristo, episode 10. Oh boy, there has been a murder in the Villafort house.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
And it could be a second.
Yep, could be a second. And the grandpa saw and can't say anything or do anything.
Yep.
Just cry and watch.
And it's horrible.
Yep.
It's horrible.
Okay.
Valentine's not die.
But she only took a sip.
Tiny sip.
Hopefully, it'll
depends on the poison.
Fine.
Depends on also what Albert can do as he's running out to try and find the Count. But the Count is obsessed with what's in the box. So
right,
it's a bit tricky right now.
Yeah.
There's a possibility that the Count is not needed necessarily to save Valentine. But things are not looking good. Not looking good.
At the very least, if she does survive this, well, you'll need to take some precautions to make sure this doesn't happen again.
Yeah. And either way, Maximilian is going to be furious.
Oh yeah.
That
this
happened at all.
I wonder what those hands that could lift a car could do to a human body.
Who knows? So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into it.
Let's talk. Oh, his eyes are dead.
Yeah. So she's hospitalized.
That set jaw.
彼女が今何を一番必要としているのか自分なりに
To be alive.
マクシミリアン
眠っているけどバランティーヌさんは今泣きたいぐらい心細いんだと思います。だから僕はせめて彼女が目を覚ました時ぐらいそばにいてあげたいです。
What a good boy.
だから今日は決めてきました。彼女を引き取って僕の実家で療養させる。
Oh. Okay.
彼女を辛い目に遭わせたく
Will
な
her
い。
parents be okay with that?
About that, my boy.
Yeah.
娘をこの家から一歩でも外へ連れ出してみろ。お前をその瞬間から誘拐犯として手配する。これは脅しじゃないぞ。
でも、
Yeah.
今のこの家で起こっていることは
お前の知ったことか。
お言葉ですが判事
Shit.
あなたの家は何者かに狙われているんです。
何者かだと。我々の身近で怪しい人物がいるとすれば、それはあの忌々しいインチキ伯爵だ。
That's true.
ここから先は私の家の問題だ。立ち入ることは断じて許さん。
Well,
Okay.
shit. All right.
Yeah, like,
He's not wrong.
it makes sense.
史跡判事に指定された場所をいくつか回るうちに
Yeah.
偶然にも一人の老神父がほぼ同じルートの聞き込みを行っていることが判明しました。
Oh.
この3ヶ月ほどの間に数回この地を訪れています。この町で貧窮して死んでいった一人の老人についての情報を集めているようです。
Okay.
老人の名前はルイ・ダンテ
Yeah,
ス。
the father. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
ダンテス。
葬儀のご案内が届いておりましたので。
なんだこれは。
Letter from Edmond.
ユージェニーさん、後でお部屋に伺ってもよろしいですか。
あい
Jeez.
にくピアノのレッスンが続いてますので。
Get bent.
まったく可愛げがなくてすみませんな。
Her lack of charm?
ここだけの話ですが、ちょっと婚約者の家がいろいろありましてね。
Oh my
な
god.
さいましたか。
All three of them?
Yeah, I think so.
いや。
So does it literally just say from Edmond Dantes? Like,
Or is it a letter about his funeral?
oh, sure.
Like he died in the Chateau d'If, you know?
yeah.
So you were friends of his, right? So
Yeah.
should come
You'd
to
want to
the
know
funeral.
about this.
旦那様にお手紙です。
Ah!
Ooh, and Albert gets it.
エドモン
Yeah.
です。
Oh boy.
ちょっと話したいことがあり
It's
ます。
weird how he seems to be the best father.
Yeah.
さすがに戦火が近づいてくると
Alright.
secret
片
gun
付けない
there.
といけない問題も多くてな。葬儀の案内か。
実は今ビルフォール邸から帰ったところなんです。あの家から
バランティーヌを連れ出そうと思うんだけど。
Sure, whatever.
彼女の父に何とか頼んでもらえないかと思って。父さんから頼んでもらえれば、ビルフォールさんも。
どうしてお前が人の家の事情に顔を突っ込む必要があるんだ？
どうしてって、友達が。
お前にもお前の友達にも人の家を勝手にかき乱す権利などないぞ。
何ですかそれ。何も知らないくせにあのままじゃ。
とにかくダメだ。以上深入りする。
Stay away from that family.
そんなに怒るんだよ。頼んだ俺がバカだった。
Wow. Wow.
He's so on edge right now.
Shit.
You can't throw it away.
Yeah.
母さんはエドモン・ダンテスって知って
エドモン・ダンテス。
うん、今日父さんに来た手紙の
You didn't
the
see the way she
sender.
react.
その名前を見た途端、なんだか父さんの様子がおかしくなって。
Wow.
どうしたの？
どうもしないわ。なんだかこのところ眠りが浅くて。
選挙戦も近づいて、母さんも疲れが溜まってるんだよ。
そうかもしれない。
Yes, yes, that
ゆっくり休んで。
that might be it. She can't even lie to him, really.
誰なんだ？エドモン・ダンテスって。
Because he's someone important.
There's no way to be held here on the middle of nowhere, right?
Oh, way to go, Albert.
何があるって言うんだ。
Shoot.
Cool. Okay.
やはりお前のところにも来たか。
誰の仕業だ？
わからん。どうせくだらんいたずらだ。こんなところをさっさと出よう。
だが我々のことを。
我々の関係を誰かが。
Shot across the bow.
Right. And they don't necessarily have any way of knowing that this is from the Count. You know, it's just some random person.
誰だ貴様。
Dude, you know Morcerf brought a gun here.
Oh,
This
yeah.
guy should be very worried.
昔なじみのカドルスさ。
Katarus.
お偉くなっていいあの思い出と一緒に忘れちまったか。
これは貴様の仕業か、カトルス。くだらん真似しやがって。
俺だって招待状が持ってるね。
Okay.
ここにいる俺たち以外知っているのは誰だ？こいつだけだよ。
Wow.
エドモン・ダンテス。
奴は異不条で。
ああ、死んだはずだ。
死んだ男が帰ってきたのさ。エドモンは俺たちのことを忘れやしない。あいつは俺たち
I love this.
絶対に忘れやしない。
この中には誰が入っているんだ？この棺桶には一体誰が？
Has anyone opened it yet? They're probably all too nervous too.
お前が開けろ。
Yeah, they're making him open it. Yeah.
Of course.
俺は嫌だ。
いいから開けろ。
Liquid courage.
Yeah.
I'm very curious what's in there.
Oh. Chills, man. I got chills. Music. Oh, the investigator.
Oh, shit.
On the count.
Shit.
Oh, my God.
And
You
that's
might as well be saying
that it's him, yeah.
it's him,
Because he
then.
was specifically investigating the Count.
Yeah.
Wow.
Holy crap.
Oh my god.
こっちだ。
Yeah, and they're getting her out of there.
Way to go.
本当に大丈夫かな。
Way to go.
ないだろう。
Yep.
Hey, I'm
Good
her.
job.
I'm her fiance.
Mm-hmm.
No one's gonna have any issue with me doing this. I ordered Maximilian to do this.
Wait.
ママ、今上で何か音がしなかった？さあ、おじい様がまた車椅子から落ちたんじゃないかしら。バランティーノが眠ったまんまだと誰も起こしてくれないね。
What a little shit.
Yeah.
リハビリになるかもしれないわね。
Jesus. Oh. He's trying to tell them who it was.
バランティーヌさんは僕が守り抜きます。
こっちへ進めって言ってるんじゃないのか。
Oh, this poor guy.
Follow me. Yeah. Oh
my God.
Shit. And then he points at her. Yep.
Yeah, Franz, you're smart.
Okay.
You're smart. Good boy. Good boy, Franz. And he shuts his eyes.
One closing of the eyes.
With
yes.
one.
Yep.
He's doing everything he can.
Yep.
Oh, hi.
Yeah.
Good to see you, actually.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder where.
あれ感じ悪いマクシミリアン君とうとう結婚しちゃったよところはビルフォール邸共犯者は約2名フランツ君とルー呼びに来たんだけどあんたいなかったから
Oh. Way to go, you three.
What?
Oh no, oh no. Oh no. Oh no!
Oh,
he did
shit.
fall out! No!
Wait!
No!
私の娘に何をしよう
Oh god.
Crap.
So they found him by the painting, basically, and put two and two together. So they knocked him out of his chair.
Yeah.
And came here.
Wow. Oh!
こんなところで何をなさっているんですか
So this is showing how he gets put in the coffin.
いろいろと詮索しているようですね。何が知りたいのです。私のことですかそれともモンテクリスト伯爵のことですか両方とも教えてあげましょう。
Oh my god!
Yeah! Yes! Yes!
That's right, I forgot that one of the people he disguised himself as was a priest.
Yep.
Yeah. Which is perfect because it's that reference back to the priest from the prison.
Crap.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Is Franz gonna accuse her right in front of...
He might.
Of Villafort? Oh
man,
my god!
Okay, alright!
Yeah.
Oh man, that episode is so good! Oh
god.
my god.
Oh god.
So,
Okay.
this episode moves fast.
This episode moved really fast, and I feel like it kind of jumped ahead of things with where they were going in the last episode. But in terms of what we got here...
Good stuff.
We got some really good stuff. Edmond having a letter sent that was basically a way to bring all three of them together.
Yep.
In a very dangerous game of sorts, because I feel like this wasn't in the books. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but
I don't know, because I know that Edmond, or the Count, taking on the guise of the priest. That was very much a thing.
He took on the guise of many individuals
but
over the course of the thing.
Right, but a priest was one of them.
A priest, I believe, was one of them.
But I think that lasted a lot longer. Like the whole poison debacle and things like that. A lot of it was more like mystery from what I remember.
Yeah.
In the book, where it's like, okay, who is it? How do we figure this out? And the grandpa was had figured out that someone was being poisoned and that Valentine was being targeted, so he was having her build up an immunity to iocane powder
kind of thing, yeah.
Right, and then she survived being poisoned, and I think that might be what they're doing here, where it's just that
we'll see.
She just had a sip instead.
Yeah, but on the subject of the Count, though, he's specifically giving away that it's him.
Because that guy was investigating the Count.
So
yeah.
Are we off rails now? Because this feels very off rails at this point. That at this point, if you're one of those three guys, you shore up your defenses and you basically prepare to go to war with the Count. Like that's about where they're at, unless there's another angle on this that the Count basically puts them more against each other, because it's the idea that one of them could be lying and bringing this here as a way to leverage power against the other ones, and that the others feel like, oh, my defenses aren't good enough. I could see the other person's being really good, and then I could be manipulated in some way. But I could take them down with me, right?
Right. It's the whole thing of like you rob the bank and then you're like, oh, but I don't know if these other people that were like part of the job, I don't know if they can actually keep a shut lip. Be trusted,
yeah.
Right.
But okay, Maximilian and the squad brought Valentine out, but they got stopped. And this is not good. One, because the grandpa might not be able to corroborate their story.
Because he might
be dying right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he doesn't have his life support stuff.
But
also, Franz deduced, very smart boy.
Yep.
Appreciate having him being the one that's able to deduce these kinds of things rather quickly. He's got a good nose for bullshit, and he's got a good sense of like where the truth is. So he sussed out the Count immediately. He can kind of tell like this is a situation where it's probably coming from within the house. And then he sees, oh, well, shit.
Yeah.
It actually is within the house. Yeah.
The grandpa confirming things like that was awesome.
Yeah.
Because
it's a very tense scene.
The grandpa was in the book was one of my favorite characters because he's just super sweet they're really in an effed up situation, right? It's the whole thing of the collateral damage alongside the Count's revenge, right? The regular people that had nothing to do with what happened, and now they're just caught up in all this madness.
Yeah, the rough thing here is that there are certain characters, I believe, who have more plot armor than others here.
Yes.
And
Maximilian and Valentine.
Yeah, they're the ones that are
right.
Okay.
But at the same time,
we are off rails kind of a bit here, so there's a possibility that things don't go certain ways.
Eventually, if the ED is any indication, there will be a mech fight. There's no mech fight in the books.
I would assume that's like a switch out for like
a duel.
Well, like something between Morcerf and
Yeah, exactly. And you don't want to have like a take 10 paces and draw, or sword fight or something like that. Instead, it's mech.
Yeah. Well, he's the military guy.
So it would make sense.
So he's the only one that makes
sense. It's either him or Maximilian.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Which, if it did end up being Maximilian on some kind of like, rampage to try and like, whatever, I don't know, that would be awesome.
Pretty sweet. Okay. So, Caderousse, I believe he was actually one of the people that was a business partner with Edmond. I believe.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day, like he was a part of the shipping thing.
Yeah, I don't remember him, but or the name sounds familiar, but I don't remember who he was.
I just remember because Morel. That's Maximilian's last name. That's the place that he
exactly, and that's why the Count has a positive association with him. Yeah.
Right, and that's the place where they worked.
And he was the good dude.
Yeah, he was the good dude, and yet I believe Caderousse was one of those people that was with them on the boat when they went to go bump into Napoleon.
I think so, or maybe I don't know. But yeah, he was definitely someone that they used to like as more of like a he seems like a tool that they used to help make sure that they got the job done somehow.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact details because again, I read this book in its entirety when I was 17, and that's 13 years ago. So
memory's a bit hazy.
I don't have Edmond's ability to just channel the perfect memory because of my desire for revenge.
Right, exactly.
So that's its own thing there. But I loved the setup of it being a coffin because he's a vampire, but also the three windows that were there flanking the grave, or not the grave, the coffin, kind of looking down upon it.
Yep.
Felt very much like this is your judgment. Well, your day is not here yet, but it is coming.
You will be in the coffin one day.
Or you will be in the coffin one day, but also like we're in a church. God is watching.
Right.
His judgment is coming. The day of reckoning will be at hand.
All
but
of that
he
good
will not
stuff.
save you.
Right.
Only the devil will come for
Yeah.
you. You know, and
Right.
it's like, it's wonderful. It's exciting. But I love that we ended the episode before we got any full clarification on what Albert is going to be doing with all this info. Because he has got to be wrestling with all kinds of complicated questions right now.
Yep. And I love that he has the name Edmond Dantes. Like, that's...
Yep.
Oh, man. Like, that
he's so close.
It's so close.
He's so close.
And the thing is like, okay.
Like, his mother could just crack and tell him everything. Like, that's how close he is.
Right. And in Villafort's situation, he's like, okay... like his response to the whole poisoning thing makes sense, right? It's like, all right, I'm a powerful person. I know I would have some enemies.
Right.
So someone in my family gets poisoned. All right, immediately fire all of the house staff, right? Because those would be the people that you most wouldn't be able to trust, right?
Exactly.
You know, and then oh, people are trying to take my daughter away. Hell no, I don't trust anybody right now.
Nope.
She is staying here, right?
Obviously, this is someone that is, you know, reaching out to get back at me from beyond the grave,
except
for the sins of my past.
They're not trying to get at you. It's just for the sake of killing her.
Yep.
You know, so
it's that perfect storm of chaos that could make him a bit stupid here.
Right.
And I want to bring this up.
Getting the gun.
Yeah.
Although that also makes sense.
Well, that also makes sense.
Yeah.
Because he's literally
he told them, I will
staring
treat
down a super soldier.
Well,
so
right. And he said, I will treat it as
gun.
a kidnapping, you know, so.
Well, yeah.
And then they
That's why he's like,
did it.
Get my men.
Right.
Now I'm going to go into gun and I'm going to hold him here, which, hey, as someone that, like, if I was a father in this situation, I totally understand when you're at Villafort, but the thing I'm really excited about, and I can't believe I didn't think about this, is that Count of Monte Cristo did not actually send a calling card to all of them. He sent it specifically to Villafort. Villafort did not tell them necessarily that he was sending this guy to go investigate the Count. So Villafort actually has info that the other two do not have.
That's true.
And Villafort can choose to withhold that info for the purpose of maybe keeping himself a little bit more ahead of things than they are.
Right. Yeah, it's when you're getting chased by a zombie or something or a bear and you break the leg of the person next to you and run.
Exactly. You don't necessarily want to throw all your cards out there on the table right now. Because if Villafort is in a situation where his daughter nearly died, one of his butlers is dead.
Right.
He has a young lover that's a bit, reckless, I would say. Not aggressive, but reckless right now.
Yeah.
He needs to shore up his defenses.
He is making his world much smaller.
Right. He's going to figure out what to deal with the Count problem.
Right.
Eventually.
Because he's the guy with the legal authority. Like he's in that kind of high position. So
yeah,
if anybody has a good way of dealing with the Count without actually like going to war with the Count,
right,
it would be him.
It would be him, yeah. Morcerf might get stronger than both of them if he
wins the election
with the election and stuff. And then Danglars is, weirdly enough, in this case, the one that feels like he should be the most powerful because he's the richest, for sure.
But
the
Count's got more money than you.
But in a money battle, you don't win.
So therefore, it does nothing. You know, and this gives you some kind of power over me.
If anything, I'm really excited to see if they switch things up a little bit and have less of an alliance between the three of them and more of a, like, I don't want to see you ever come near my house again.
Right, yeah, we don't exist, you know, I thought we agreed not to meet socially, right? You know, that whole thing. Yeah. Also, but like as far as a cliffhanger for the episode of Villafort going to the rest of them, call my men, and he has his gun, and it's like openly brandishing. It's not like tucked away in a pocket or something. It's like, I am, and they know that she did it, you know.
Right.
So like, but of course, you know, if some random people that come to kidnap your daughter say that your wife poisoned your daughter, it's
and
like
we're trying to get her away from him. It's like,
right.
Okay,
who are you going to believe?
Why didn't you come to me about that then?
Yeah, exactly, right. You know, and given that the grandpa might die before they even find him there, right? Which I'm pretty sure was probably done by Madame Villafort.
Yep. Oh, that might help with his rehabilitation.
Right.
The little shits.
Yeah.
That's so evil.
Like, yep. Like, and oh no, it's just an accident. He fell out of his chair. Oh no, right? And then
again. Oh no.
Oh, the one person that they said saw it or anything, because I think in the book the way it ended up happening is it got to like a conversation where it's like we figured out who it is, and then Valentine basically asked a bunch of like baseline questions of like, what's my name and all this stuff, so that way they could figure out
prove that he
can say yes, no with like blinking and stuff.
Yeah.
And then it was like, is it this person? Is it this person? Is it this person? Or something like that. And then he, he told them, and then it's like, oh shit, but I don't think he can do that here. So like,
we'll see. This is going to get intense though. We are only 10 episodes into this though.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Yep. Also, the reveal of the Count being the priest was done so wonderfully.
It was spectacular.
Like the going into the voice and everything, and then he throws it off, and it's just like, okay, all right, yeah,
it's really good. It's really good. I also am curious why the Count was doing that specifically, though. Because they hinted at a couple things with regards to the father.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So he's more inquiring maybe to see just if his father lived, survived and stuff. But it's been all this time.
You'd think he would have figured that out beforehand.
You think he would have done that beforehand. So what I'm guessing happened is that he did that all a while ago. Like he did that years ago and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But then this guy, who's a good investigator, finds out that was the case. People that the Count left as spies, probably, for that stuff, told him, there's someone investigating all the stuff. Heads up, you should probably go look into that.
Right.
And he's like, oh, good, here's your money. Thank you for doing your job. Then he comes over, finds the guy, and he's like, hey, who are you?
And it also could have been something where it's like, I want to make sure that when the letter shows up, that he already has the name of Dantes circulating in his head, so that way Villafort especially takes it seriously.
Right.
And then it's like and then your investigator shows up dead.
Yeah, because what I could see happening here is that the Count blackmails Villafort here. Basically brings about the idea that he's like, no, I can end you entirely. I'm Dantes. But I'm going to let you sit there and be unable to do anything about it. Because we know that Villafort has his tryst, his shenanigans that he got up to. And it's like career-ending, like, kind of shit, potentially.
Okay.
But also the idea of,
at the very least, it might get someone to poison his, his wine.
It might get him to be isolated from his friends and allies, and then things get really dicey.
Mm-hmm.
But I would love to see a version of this where the Count plays a little bit more with his food, or separates out the doling out of the revenge a lot more.
Because if I... And this is something I'm not as sure on, so correct me if you're like, no, that's not how it went. But if I recall correctly, the way Villafort actually was taken out is that he was driven insane by all of the stuff that happened. And then because I think I could be wrong about that.
I don't want to say what I remember because it's a vague thing, but it leads to something that's not exactly that.
I gotta say, it's weird reacting to a show that we haven't seen, but we've read the
source material that's adapted from to be different.
To be very different, because it's sci-fi, right? So all kinds of things are going to be different. At the same time, it's same story.
Honestly, that was half the reason why I chose this for my Tuesday slot. Is I was like, I think that you and I will bring this really weird perspective to it because we don't remember everything, but we remember things from the beginning, the end, and then middle, and then just general stuff. And then also because it's such a big book, we could just not remember things properly.
Yeah, there is so much.
So everything is a surprise, really.
Right.
And then the fact that it's an adaptation that's obviously very different. There's going to be things that are going to totally surprise us as well.
Like, we were talking about how the pacing, really picked up this episode. And now that I think about it, it's like, well, of course it does. Because even if it's a 25 or 26 episode series or however long this is.
It's less than 25.
Oh, okay, so maybe 24 or 20.
It's something like that.
Somewhere around there, right? But if it's around generally 2 core, right? Normally you'd think that's plenty for a book adaptation. But, oh, wait, no. The Count of Monte Cristo on a bridge is
2,000 plus pages.
Right, it's a brick, brick of paper. So... the creators of this show had options for what they wanted to actually bring.
It's so
into
big,
the
even
story.
Mozgus isn't proficient with it. Like,
right? No, let's not. But oh my god!
But all right, guys. All right, I love what they're doing with Albert.
Mm-hmm.
I am very nervous for Franz, though.
And if he ends up killing Franz or something like that, or doing something to Franz, that could be the way that the Count gets rid of him. You know, to further separate Albert. Or what if Albert comes in and is like, is this about the stuff with Edmond Dantes? And then suddenly Villafort's like, shit, I can't do anything here. I need to make sure that doesn't, like, whatever.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there. And all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.